All right, so starting to work on installing my gas tank. Couple starters, so I had to buy a new neck for here, and I got some new clamps. And then for these strips here, this is some padding between the bottom of the trunk and the top of the tank, so I don't get any rattle noise. I bought these. It's like a kit that you get. Yeah, they're to me they're pretty thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this caulking strip down underneath them to help them stay in place, and also give that little bit extra cushion. You don't have to do this, or you can put get some thicker padding to go between it, or maybe double, triple these up. But this is what I'm going to do. Real simple. And these you can cut to fit. A tad long. In for the here, right in the center. Right, and then underneath, that's where these go, where the strap comes up and hugs the tank. So we'll get these on. I would just do one strip. Okay, turn it over. All right, and then I also have wiring. So we got the ground here, and so what I just taped it to the tube in the back here. That way, when I go put it in, it's right there handy when I want to hook up the ground underneath the car. And then here's the actual wiring to the gauge. So this is my original. I tried to go online to find this actual piece here. I couldn't find it, so good thing my original is still working. So it just snaps on the top here, like that, and then it'll tuck up in underneath the car. So what I'll do is, to keep that out of my way, we'll tape that up. And our tube. We'll put it on afterwards. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm gonna go underneath the car and get this sucker underneath the car. Okay, I mean, it's not heavy, but using jack usually works pretty good. That way you can adjust it and then slide it underneath, crank it up, and then pull the straps around the tank. So this is kind of what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and push it in and line up the straps. All right, slide the sucker in. All right, so once you get the straps up, you can kind of do some final adjustments. So we got a new strap bolt kit here. Strap here. Okay, get that lined up. And then the back here. All right. All right. So you're gonna need a 9/16 deep socket here. I don't have one, so I'll do what I can here. Do the rest with the wrench. Alright, so those linear strips of the caulking I was doing wasn't quite working out, so I just did these little short pieces running the other direction. And then, of course, then I made a mistake of cutting these little strips. You're going to need it as it wraps up the tank this way. So these small strips, don't cut those. All right, so they're all tightened up. So here's that caulking. So you just take your thumb and you can just get rid of it. Side. I need to tighten up more. I need my deep socket, so I couldn't get this to cinch up more. So this nut here, right there, I need deep socket. I can't get in there and tighten it up all the way. That's why it's a little not squeezed up all the way. So I'll do that later when I get the right tools. But anyway, this is how I did it. You could probably just take that strap there and just double it up, but I thought the caulking might be a good idea. We'll see how it turns out. I'll clean up later when I clean up the car underneath. I've got all this white film under here from when the car was painted, so a lot of cleaning to do when I get done under here. And then my ground wire, I'll show you where that goes. All right, I'm behind the tank now. Here's the ground wire. It goes, you see that hole, the hole right here. Right there. That's where your screw goes into. Little screw. So I'll put that in. All right, so there it is. And then also, I had some old fuel tubing, and what I did was I slid this over the fuel line coming from the tank because it's going to be rubbing here, and then I did another short little piece here, and then our final connection would be here. You hear this line goes up to the engine, so I need to just finish installing it. It's still loose. So here you'd have your rubber hose and connect these two lines, and that's it. That's for under here. All right, and for the rest of the tank, the install, I'm just going to show you what to do. I'm not going to actually do it because I'm not ready to physically hook up the tank yet. But remember we said, got so in here. You see it? There's our wire that we pulled forward. That's why we want to have it on top of the tank so we can easily get to it. Okay. And then here's our connection tube that goes between the tank. Alright, once you get that tube on, then you've got a couple other tubes. You got this one here with the brace, a couple different things. So here's your plate, the bolt's down here, and that goes in like that. And it comes out the back where your tank filler goes. Okay, And you got your 4 screws that hold that on like that. And here's your filler neck, and that goes in this side here. Stick that in there like that. Okay, and that gets pushed in, and you got your 4 screws to hold it in. And when you push that in, you line it up with this tube here, and then tighten your clamps up. So you got a clamp here for the tank, and then a clamp here for your filler neck, and then you get your protected plate here. It snaps in that, and then you get a little screw here. And it screws in that little hole right there. And that's it. All right, so like I said, I'm not gonna hook this up anymore. I'm not ready yet for it. So anyway, that's how it's done. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'll do another video on me actually doing this a little bit later. But for those who are interested in installing the tank, that's kind of the process of doing it. A little bit sloppy the way I do it, but you get the idea. All right, and then last but not least is your wire. So that comes from the tank. All right. Here's your plug, and then here's your little rubber stopper. Okay, and then here's your hole right there. Okay, so you put your wire up through there. Oops, like that. Okay, and then you push that little stopper up into the hole. All right, I'm not gonna do that, but that's what you do. And then you've got your plug right here. It goes to your dash. Okay, there's your brown wire, and you plug, and you go. And that's pretty much it. Any questions? Just shoot me a message, and hopefully I can help even more.